Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the NexusCast. I'm your host, Eli Morris, and today I'm joined by Grant LaDow and Bryce Fleming. We're going to be talking about Heroes 2.0, and I'm super excited about it. How are you guys feeling?
I'm super excited as someone who's never bought any skins or anything. I'm excited to finally get some.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I haven't bought much, but it's nice that I'll be able to get some dope skins without having to pay money.
Absolutely. I think it's a really great system. Even I've spent a good deal of money on this game. I own all the heroes, some of which I bought with real cash. I own quite a few skins, many of which were I bought on sale, but still, um, this Heroes 2.0 is really revamping the entire idea of how items work in Heroes of the Storm. Um, for those of you who are unaware of what it is exactly, um, essentially they're going to be introducing the concept of loot chests into the game, similar to card packs in Hearthstone or loot boxes in Overwatch. Um, and these are going to have a number of different items that you can get, such as um, skin tints, voice lines, announcer packs, banners, sprays. A lot of those things are things that don't exist in the game right now. So those are all going to be new additions that we're going to find as we go, and things that we're going to be covering today. Um, so kind of just to start at the beginning, the main announcements for this new progression system um, are going to be that level caps are removed. Currently, any hero can level up to 20, but beyond that, the experience counter doesn't really go up. Um, and your player level was level 40. Same situation, experience wasn't going up beyond that. Player levels are now in Heroes 2.0 going to be the sum of all hero levels, and hero levels are uncapped. So,
And they also change based on your EXP. So like a level 10 hero won't be it might not be a level 10 hero in the new one either.
correct, yes. So they've actually, in the current system, basically hitting level 10, um, the experience was a huge amount to go level to level to level to level. In the
It
new system, they've smoothed that out a lot. So you'll be gaining levels a little bit more often as you go, um, and your current experience amount carries over. Did you have something you wanted to add to that too, Grant?
No, I'm just looking up to see how much EXP you need from level 10 to 20. Or
Oh,
like around level 10 to 11. That's what I meant to say.
sure, sure.
But I
Um,
don't yeah.
so I'm really excited about that. I mean, I've got um, everybody at least to level 5. I think the standard they told you is to expect a hero that's at level 10 to 11 to roughly place into the 20 to 22 range, depending on how much experience you have. So if that kind of gives you an idea of how much larger this scale of heroes is going to be. Um, and with that, then you're also going to see much higher player levels. I mean, right now the cap is at 40, um, and you're going to now be looking at a player like myself is going to be in the 400s.
Jesus.
um, so that I think the big thing that I get out of this is it makes progression um, constant. I have hit a point where, other than leveling up specific heroes, I don't feel like I'm getting anything extra outside of that. I don't, I'm not feeling my player. I don't see any leveling up of my player level. Um, Once you hit that 40 cap, it kind of just becomes useless. It doesn't matter. Um, so this new progression is going to be much more frequent and consistently throughout the game.
Also, it's 4,750,000 EXP from 10 to 11. It's the same amount of EXP that is required to get 9 to 10.
Okay.
Which is double the amount of EXP that is needed from 8 to 9.
And I think at that point of 9 to 10, it plateaus currently.
Yes, I think it stays 4.75 million.
And I think the new system, it still plateaus at about that same spot. but it's at a lower amount. I don't have the numbers in front of me.
I don't know if they released the numbers.
Well, I mean, it'd be on beta, but
that's true.
you'd have to have somebody at a higher level to show you that. But
oh right, because they don't, and nothing transfers over in the beta. That's right.
Just because we just mentioned it, I should have mentioned it earlier. There is a beta version of this Heroes 2.0 live on the Blizzard launcher right now. I would suggest everybody just to check it out and get a feel for it. You should have a little bit of all the different new elements of the game, including some loot chests to open. These aren't things that are going to carry over when 2.0 actually launches officially, but it is to give you a cool feeling of how it's going to play out.
Yeah, I kind of got turned off from the whole 2.0 system. Not the system, but the beta, because I was like, oh cool, I just got a sweet new Malfurion skin. Awesome, I just unlocked the Butcher. And I was like, oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, it was fun. I messed around with it for a few nights just to kind of get a feel for it. It isn't stuff that holds over, so now I'm back to playing the live game, just trying to get ready as 2.0 comes out. So the other thing to mention with the progression system is every time you level up, you're going to be rewarded a loot chest, much like in Overwatch. Every player level up, which in this case is also hero level is up, are loot chests. Additionally with that, because you're playing and leveling up specific heroes, you're going to get special quality loot chests at specific hero and player milestones. So if you hit level 5 with, say, Tracer, you're going to be able to get a special chest that's going to have Tracer-specific items in it. So I think that really adds a great touch, because for you guys who, you haven't put too much money into the game, you have characters you love, but don't necessarily have any cool skins or anything for it. And it was harder to get certain stuff because you didn't want to spend money. Are you guys excited about that kind of potential there? Just basically free stuff for playing heroes?
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited because there's definitely a lot of skins I've wanted, but I just don't usually like to spend money on games for the most part. And that's why I like Overwatch so much, is because you can get all the skins. It takes time, which is, I don't mind earning the content, but being able to get it without having to pay is one of the best things I think they could have done.
Absolutely. So our current hero levels do transfer over to this new system. So it's not going to be an entire reset. Hero levels you've already gained are possibly going to go higher in certain cases. So that does remove the chance to get some loot chests that you may have if you're a completely new player. So to incentivize and to kind of reward players who've already been in the game for a little while, Blizzard is going to be doing some retroactive loot chests for other players. So just for having played Heroes of the Storm, you're going to be getting 5 common loot chests. If you have an active account, when Heroes 2.0 goes out, you're just going to get 5 chests off the bat. Now, that's asking very little, so that's nice. Additionally with that, every 10 player levels that you have in Heroes 2.0, you're going to get an epic chest, and that can max out at a total of 55 chests. So basically player level 550 is where you're going to start maxing out on your epic chests. And then additionally with that, every 100 player levels, you're going to be getting a veteran chest. These are really great because where an epic chest is going to have, any normal chest or everything, any basic chest in the game is going to have 4 items in each chest, much like Overwatch. These veteran chests are guaranteed to have a legendary item, but they also have an additional 5th coin that's going to have an additional item in every chest. And those come out every 100 player levels, maxing out at a total of 10 veteran chests that you can unlock. So altogether, if you get all of those things, if you've been playing for a long time or have put a lot of time into the game, you can get a total of 70 chests just because you played before.
Which is nice. And it will be, in my opinion, that's going to be like when a new event comes out in Overwatch, and you drop $10 on a some loot chests, so you can just open them and get new stuff. It's just going to be like that, but for free. Currently, I think I'm getting one veteran loot chest and like 25 epic chests, and I'm excited. I was looking at some of the new skins. Some of them are I think some of them are a little lazy, but not like bad lazy. But a lot of them are like, we combined the Master skin with the Star Princess skin for Li Ming, and you get the Star Queen skin, which is cool. But at the same time, it's like, okay, it is just kind of retextured. But you also get them for free, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely hard to beat free. Kind of regardless of the quality. But the fact that they're also just introducing so many more new stuff at the same time, that's not in the game. I think it's going to be pretty exciting opening chat, especially because obviously I don't know a whole lot of about the new sprays and banners and stuff, but I think that's going to add a whole lot
Of bad manners.
yeah, a lot of that definitely. But a lot of definitely cool things that we haven't seen in the game, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of meme sprays going around too.
Oh, totally.
I'm excited. I'm excited about that concept, having meme
Oh.
sprays throughout.
Also, you got emojis coming on. Forgot to mention the emojis.
Yeah, and we're gonna definitely touch on those. I mean, those are pretty minor items as we go. But we're already kind of here. Let's talk about what you're gonna find in loot chests, I guess. And just so the new tabs that are going to be added to the game are collection, which are all the items and what you've unlocked, and then loot, and the loot tab is where all your unopened chests are going to be. So looking when things that you're going to be able to get in chests are going to be any item in the game. That's heroes, banners, sprays, announcers, voice lines, emojis, all like we mentioned before. And I think the best place to do is just start off with what those items really are. The banners are going to be a specific design that you will not see on your character, but you will have chosen beforehand. And whenever you complete a battlefield objective or capture mercenaries, destroy a fort, anything like that, your personal banner is going to be displayed in the game. It's going to be where that fort fell, where those mercenaries were taken. There are a variety of banners that I've looked through with themes from every universe. Some of them are character specific. I know, like Tracer, for example, has one that says Tracer.
Can you not equip the Tracer banner unless you have it? Because from what I'm looking at here as 2.0 right now, it looks like you can. It looks like it just has Tracer on it.
I don't think I understand what you mean.
So like the character specific ones aren't specifically linked to one character, I don't think.
The character specific ones, like the Tracer banner, is always Tracer, if that's what you're.
All right. Okay.
You don't
I guess
have to be Tracer to use it.
That's what I meant.
It's just going to show Tracer. Like that's the banner is Tracer. So they're character specific in that they represent specific characters. You just like Grant was saying, don't have to be that character. It just is another way to show off. And they're going to be other themes. There's Horde and Alliance banners. There are Zerg banners. Things from different factions, different universes. And I think those are going to be a really cool thing to see as the game, as Blizzard puts more and more and more of them out. It'll be cool when every hero can have their own personalized banner to drop every time they destroy a fort or a keep. I was disappointed a little bit to play and see that the banners, other than what they look like, there's no way to know it was my banner. If everybody rolls in using the same Zerg banner, then there's no real difference. There's just Zerg banners everywhere.
Right.
I was wondering if in your experiences if you notice if it like the banners and the sprays and kind of cluttered and kind of. That was one of my concerns.
I
when
think
I first
that's
started.
a really valid concern, and I feel like that's something I've heard from a few other people too, really. The sprays, I have to say, feel a little weird sometimes, but they don't stay very long.
So they're not like an Overwatch where they'll stay until you spray again.
Correct. Yeah, it's really just a matter of a few seconds, where an Overwatch is permanent. Um, so you could probably do some silly stuff. If you're a coordinated team, you might be able to use sprays to do specific things like um, call
Beam
out,
it up.
well, calling out abilities, like
Oh,
um, drop sulfuric smash where I spray because I'm going to pull them in with my ability or something. Um, trying to set up team plays, communicate somehow between teams without having to use vocals or type or anything like that. Um, I don't think there's going to be too much of that, but it's possible. Because that was one of the first things I thought about is because it's top down, you're going to see them a lot more than like an Overwatch. You could be running by sprays and not even notice.
which you
Right.
probably do most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's Punch Kid. Sorry, you gotta give
Punch
the
Kid the
Punch
respect.
Kid.
Absolutely, Punch Kid
You
is the best spray. It increases your chances of winning by like 15%
totally true.
just by spraying it on the battlefield. Um, so you will have sprays, which Bryce brought up with the clutter. I don't think it's gonna be too bad. It does kind of feel weird. But honestly, the weirdest one for me to see still is emojis in the chat box. Um, I always have team chat and everything turned on. I know some people prefer just to mute team chat the second they get in the game because they don't like the clutter or want to
Yeah.
really hear what other people have to say. Um, Emojis, depending on what's going on, might make me mute certain players.
Oh man, I was gonna spam laughingly Ming all day.
And then see, that's like exactly what I'm afraid of. You're gonna get into a game and some dude is gonna basically just have like a macro running where it's just silly Alarak face the whole game.
Silly
Yeah.
Elric face is terrifying.
I foresee like trolls or someone just going in the game and just spamming that constantly.
Yeah, so that's like I don't know. I think it's fun. It's a cool addition. It's just going to be a mindset change as we play. It's just going to be something that's been in the game after a while that
I mean,
you don't really think about. But
make a setting where you just turn the emojis off.
well, and I've seen a lot of people suggest that, and that's possible. They might do that, but I I think the one big turnoff is the concept of introducing something that they're giving out as rewards that can be toggled off.
From what, and I'm sure that once the emojis get like used, because I definitely think you have a very good point that people are gonna spam them. But I think once that kind of wears off,
Yeah, I hope so. I think you're right. I think you really are right about that, though. It's neat, it's fun, it's silly, um, but hopefully the appeal to spam them does not last.
I think the appeal of them won't last. I think out of everything, they're gonna be the ones that don't last the fastest.
Yeah,
Like,
and to this point, you do have to type out the emoji for any of them in general. We haven't talked about loadouts yet, but you do have the option to have certain emojis favorited, so that
you
you
just cut
can.
out there, Eli.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that. Um, you will have the option to have certain emojis favorited so that you can quick cast them and not have to type the whole phrase out. Um, just in case somebody was concerned about how annoying it was going to be to use emojis. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward, whether you're in game or not. Um, and I mean, some of them are fun. They're like pixelated little emojis of different heroes, different images. It's pretty cool all in all. But probably the thing I'm least excited about.
I didn't. Now the announcers, does each hero have their own?
They don't, and I don't know. They haven't specifically said we're planning on announcing or putting out announcer packs for every hero. Right now, their primary focus is maybe more oddball heroes that have weird voices, deep voices, cute voices. Um, People like
Yeah,
Aberthur
Murky
or
and
I don't know if there is a Murky. I haven't seen one, but I would love a Murky announcer
well,
pack.
it does say definitely try out Murky and Brightwing in one of the information
So there is a
pages he
Murky.
showed me. So
I will be getting the Murky announcer pack if that's the case. Like
Um,
first
now,
thing I make
you
is gonna
know
be
if
the
those are
Murky.
do you know if they're specific? Like you can only use the Murky if you're Murky.
no,
Or...
they're
No,
not. From what I
you
can
can
gather.
do whatever you want, whoever you
Also,
want.
I was looking at the Diablo ones, and I noticed that there is no Li Ming one, but I do know that Li Ming already announces the double kill, triple kills, and stuff
Yeah, she already calls
already,
her own kill streaks out.
which I think is hilarious. And I know that has to do with dominance because it's trying to let you know that your thing reset.
Yeah, well, and
But I do want to know if that it's because it's Grey Dalise, and she's kind of relatively famous in the.
I don't think she does it for Nova though.
No, you're right. She doesn't do it for Novas.
I think it's mainly dominance, but also it really fits well with Li Ming's character to call out her own kill streaks. She's so cocky.
So I'm hoping they keep that. I'm hoping that she will keep calling out her own kill streaks, even if you have another announcer.
That's a good point.
Personally.
That's something we might have to test out. Just out of curiosity, but I imagine she would because of the dominance talent you can take, where you got to know when it's kind of procking. Um, but announcers are really cool. Again, you can open them from chests. Otherwise, it's just going to be the standard map announcer, whoever the map character is that game. But it's fun, and I hope they do cool stuff with it. A lot of people have been wanting like pro casters to do announcer packs, people like Gillyweed or Dreadnought. Um, and I think that'd be really cool. I would love to have like a Gillyweed announcer pack, but I don't know that anybody can beat out a Murky.
Awesome.
Well, I know in Dota they had Justin Roiland do a Rick and Morty announcer pack.
That's wild.
And so I'm wondering if that will ever come to Heroes. I know the Heroes is not nearly as popular as Dota or League, but the fact that it does have these these celebrity, I guess you can say, voice packs, it would be quite interesting.
I think it'd be really cool. I think in general, because it's something that's personalized. You're not forcing everybody else to listen to Rick and Morty announcer packs or Murky announcer
Right.
packs. I think it'd be a really cool addition to see stuff like that. Or like everybody's talking about the possibility of Terry Crews doing Doomfist. I would pay hard cash to have Terry Crews do an announcer pack.
Yeah, that's totally actually really cool. It's a good one too, because he would totally do it too.
Oh, he's a cool guy, and he'd be so great if he's full blast shouting out as I'm nailing kill streaks. I would never stop playing this game. So the last piece here that we're looking at is going to be voice lines. This is something I thought was kind of interesting. So part of the new action wheel that's going to be added for your loadout is going to be the option to do voice lines similar to Overwatch. You can only pick one specific voice line to use during the game, though every character is going to have at least 5, I think, to choose from. And these are things you unlock, like in Overwatch. The only thing that concerns me is I looked through some of them, and it seems like a lot of them are probably new voice lines, but some of them are definitely voice lines that existed in the game already. And so what I wonder is your character still going to have general banter as they talk?
I mean, I think they probably will. I can't imagine them removing that.
I know in Overwatch, for instance, Tracer has like "Cheers, love, the Cavalry's here." Deja vu. She has a lot of things that she'll normally say when she recalls or gets a kill.
Mm-hmm.
But she still has them as voice lines
that you can proc yourself.
Right. So if they're gonna go from because it does. I know we keep comparing it to Overwatch, but that's because it is a very easy easy comparison for this. But if they're going to go that way, they should be able to. They should have the general banter, and I don't think they would give out the character interactions that they have.
Oh,
At the beginning
I
of the game
imagine
either.
character interactions will stick around. I was just worried about, you know, Kael'thas is a popular example. You know, he starts talking his elfish nonsense, Salami a Shalinore, or whatever he says, uh, and that's a voice line that you can get in the game. So I was like, well, shoot, am I not going to be running around shouting Salami a Shalinore unless I unlock that specific voice line? Because I want everybody to know about my Salami named Eleanor or whatever it is.
Hey,
Well, I'm pretty sure he'll do that, and you'll be able to do it on demand.
And that's
So-
the dream, man. Because I just want to be
Hey,
spamming that all day long.
what does KT sing when he's in Italy?
I don't know. What does KT sing when he's in Italy?
When the pizza pie hits your eye, salami shalamore.
I really like that. That's a great album. That's a great album of his. One of his finer works.
Shitty joke. I just needed to get the Amore joke in there before it passed.
Salame Amore.
Yeah, you can go now. He did.
All right. Bye, guys.
Yeah, Salame Amore. We're gonna move on from that. I don't think there's really anything we can say beyond
It was so bad.
Salame Amore. So one thing we haven't really touched on is going to be the fact that with all these new loot chests and progression systems and items are new in-game currency. Right now, there is gold, and then you can also buy things with cash. There is going to be now 3 in-game currencies. You're going to have gold, you're going to have gems, and you're going to have shards. So golds, you're still going to earn the same way that you do right now by playing games and quests. It's going to be its main purpose still for buying heroes, but you also have the option to pay to re-roll loot chests. I believe you can do this up to 3 times. I don't know if you guys can confirm that.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
I can't. I don't have any boxes.
Oh man, I'm pretty sure it's 3 though. The price increases. It starts off at 250 gold, and you can re-roll the chest, and then it'll move up to 500, and then 800. And I think it just stops at 3.
Hold on, I'm checking.
The thing to know there is that if it's like a common chest and you open a rare, you're not guaranteed to get another rare.
You can open it more than 3 times.
You can. Okay. How does it?
Wait, hold on. I gotta re-roll. No,
No, you
you,
can only do
you can only re-roll 3 times.
Okay. So you re-roll 3 times.
But that means you open it 4 times essentially.
Correct. Okay, that makes
Okay.
sense. Yes. So you have 4
Well,
different chances.
No, you can re-roll multiple times. It just costs 1,000 gold. Oh no, never mind. 0 re-rolls remaining. It just also costs 1,000 gold. Also, I just for the sake of science, I just totally nixed getting the asthma dunk skin. So you're
Wow,
welcome,
look at
guys.
you taking a hit for the team. What a
Yeah, temporary asthma dunk skin.
man.
I also spent a shit ton of gold. I now have 580. I had 3,000.
Well,
But so yeah, re-roll 3 times, but for some reason it still costs 1,000 to re-roll. You just can't re-roll
even though you can't,
Yeah, it says 0 re-rolls remaining, 1,000 gold.
this is
But-
literally unplayable, unrollable.
Unrollable. So
So, moving to the next piece, then gems. Real money is being replaced with gems. Everything you're able to buy now, you're gonna still be able to buy, but now you'll be using gems that you'll be purchasing ahead of time. You'll also be able to buy loot chests with them, and the nice thing about these is because it's not actual cash itself, it's like space money that you're buying, as people have been referring it as, is that they can now give this as a reward every once in a while. So I think
such as
the best example to say is that at player level 5, everybody who hits player level 5 gets 1,000 gold. This is retroactive, so the 3 of us should all be getting 1,000 gold just for having hit player level 5.
Gold or
Okay.
gem?
I'm sorry, gems. I'm still trying to get used to the new currencies. You'll be getting 1,000 gems for having hit player level 5. Now that's essentially them giving you $10 for Heroes of the
Nice.
Storm and saying, do what you want with it. So you're still able to buy loot chests, which, Grant, you're on the beta, right? I think that's what, 10 or 12 loot chests?
Oh, I just got off.
That's okay.
One loot chest costs 100 gems to get
Okay.
one, but I know that when you buy more, they're cheaper,
They're in bulk. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 12 boxes for 1,000 gems.
which is dope.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, additionally, that's a few heroes if you don't own some of the cheaper heroes, or one of the brand new heroes, or heroes that are just still sitting at $10. So that's
So just to go back to how much each loot chest costs, they're 100 for one. At 5, they're still full. It's still 100 for. It's still 500 for 5.
sure.
But at 1,000, you do get 2 bonus chests.
Okay.
At 25, you get 5 bonus chests for 2,000 gold, and then at
2,000
4,000,
gems.
2,000 gems. My bad. I'm also having
Yeah,
troubles with it.
we're gonna be struggling for a while.
And at 4,000 gems, you get 40 chests, and you also get 12 bonus chests with it.
Wow. Okay.
So you get 52 chests for $40, which I mean is still a lot of money.
But it's a lot of chests too.
It is a lot of chests.
So that's a nice thing. As you progress, and I don't have all the details on what other opportunities come up for gems, but they have come out and said that they do have specific player levels and another progression milestones where you'll be rewarded with a certain amount of gems. That's something they couldn't do when the system was just real money, which I think is a really nice touch.
Yes, I know a lot of people are upset that you can't just buy like a straight hero though.
I think that's very fair.
I agree. Where it's like if you want to buy like Ariel, she costs 750 gems. You can't just spend $7.50 or the $10. Actually, now that I think about it, 750 gems. I don't know if you can. I don't know how much you can buy for gems because I don't think you can buy gems right now. Wait, yes you can. No, you cannot. But hold on a second. I got a cough.
Well, and I think what Grant's trying to say is, depending on how you're able to buy gems, if you can only buy 1,000 gems at a time,
that's still as much as Oriel costs because she costs $10 normally.
Does she?
Well,
I thought she was.
Say
No, she's 10,000 gold.
a hero who costs 850, and you can only buy gems in like 500 or 1,000.
Right. There's potential to have basically be buying into more gems than you are really trying to spend.
Right. So from what I gathered looking at them, the $10 hero, this $10 heroes now cost 750 gems.
Okay.
The $7 heroes, the 7,000 ones, cost 625 gems, and the 4,000 heroes cost 500 gems, and I'm guessing the 2,000 gold heroes cost 200 gems. So if they have it so you can buy it in increments of like 5 or 10,
Yep.
then you won't be saving money because you'll still be spending a full $10. But you are getting the 250 bonus gems that you wouldn't have got, which can buy loot boxes or skins.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't have been able to get earlier, which is nice.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the nice thing. I mean, you are going to be spending a little more than you may have in certain cases, but you're still getting value, and it can be reallocated value, which is really cool. So then the final currency that they're adding is shards. Now, this is very similar to dust in Hearthstone. Whenever you open up chests and get duplicate items, you are going to be rewarded with shards. I believe gold works the same way in Overwatch, as a way to get gold in Overwatch. So this is going to be just like Hearthstone, used to craft new cosmetic items that you don't already own. You can view all the items in the collection tab, and they are priced out based on what kind of rarity they've been assigned. So with this new system, all the skins have actually been split up. Something like the Star Princess skin with Li Ming, we've mentioned a few times, is no longer one skin with 3 tints. There are now 3 separate skins.
It was actually
are,
4 for Star Princess. She got another one.
She got a new variation. That's something we should touch on too. But the skin is now broken up. Each variation is its own standalone skin that costs less than, I mean, it basically costs the third of what it would have. And the nice thing about this, and I think Grant touched on it just a minute ago, they've now added new variations and new tints to old skins, really kind of opening up cool, different looks for heroes. But it also now allows you to get certain items, specific items, like you only thought tint number 2 on Star Princess Li Ming looked any good. You can now just craft that for a cheaper cost than having to go and buy that whole skin.
Well, yes, but you can't buy shards either. So
you can't buy shards.
And only certain skins can be bought with gems at certain times. And that was kind of a controversial statement that people were at, where you can't buy, like, right now, you can't buy any things with gems on the PTR. Yes, you can. I lied. So, like, Ghostland Ranger General Sylvanas is 100 shards or 165 gems. But if I wanted to buy, let's say I wanted to buy Li Ming's Shadow Archon, her Master skin, I can't buy it for gems, but I can still buy it for shards. But that applies to everything, including her, like, Star Princess ones, which means you might be spending more money if you're just trying to go for that skin.
Let me try to make sure I'm following what you're saying. In the way that you said, the spending more money. Spending more money in the way that you are trying to get more shards?
Yes. So, like, you can't just be like, oh, I want this skin, I'm going to buy it immediately. It has the same thing with... It's basically what Overwatch has, where if you want a skin, you have to buy a bunch of loot boxes and hope that you pull it, or you
get enough gold from duplicates.
Get enough gold. Certain skins are purchasable with gems, but they kind of are in a rotation.
And from what I understand, that's going to be the featured. Each tab, or each skins and mounts will have a featured column, which is going to be things that you can buy with gems and things that are on sale. From what it's been announced, I believe.
Yes.
But the nice thing with those are, though, your shard prices are going to be individually much cheaper for the most part. They have bumped things around. So in the current system, most skins are going to be, there's a lot of rare skins, then there's a fewer epics that are kind of a little weirder, more out there styles. And then you're going to see things like legendaries, and the legendaries are things like Asmodunk that change more than just what the hero looks like, but also voice lines, voiceovers, hearthing animations. So right now, that's basically how that system works. In Heroes 2.0, with splitting up all the skins like that, they are also moving around certain skins into the legendary phase, or legendary rarity, or around epic and rare rarity as well, to kind of account for people opening chests that are legendary specific, so that every third chest you don't get Asmodunk or whatever. So those are going to be including things like the Abathur Pajama skin, and some, like, I think the Pajama Party Lost Vikings, I think, as well, is now legendary technically.
No, the Pajama Party Lost Vikings is just a normal skin. It's a rare skin.
Okay. I don't know why I was thinking that one was, but maybe just because Pajama Abathur is. But with... Go on.
Are they updating the ones that they're, like, moving to legendary?
No, at this time, they're still basically going to be the same skins they are now, but considered legendary. So that's something that I thought was kind of I don't know if that's something they plan to update in the future. Um, but I was a little bummed to see that because a legendary skin right now really means, holy cow, look at what they did for this skin.
Right.
Um,
Like the Butcher Lisk got a new is now legendary, despite not having a different voiceover or a different Hearthstone.
I think the Butcherless is normally legendary.
Is it really?
I think. Maybe not.
Because like compare it to like Mecha Muradin,
Oh yeah. Well, Mecha
who
Muradin is definitely legendary. That's true.
yeah, Mecha
He's got his
Muradin
own
has
mount and
he has a replaced voiceover, themed abilities, themed animations, and themed mount, compared to the Butcher, which only has themed abilities.
okay. So yeah, maybe Butcherless was only epic then. I might be misremembering that.
Yeah, Butcher List is epic.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's a great example. Um, but those are now both legendary in the new system. You're saying.
Also, there's Titty Diablo.
I am very excited, and this is, I think, something a lot of people are excited about. Primeval Diablo has finally arrived. After being in the original cinematic for Heroes of the Storm when it launched, he is now in the game. And he looks terrifying.
Oh, he's so scary, but he also has titties.
Because he's a girl, man.
Oh.
And um, for those, I don't know, have either of you played Diablo 3 at all?
No, I
Yeah.
have not, but I know that's what he's supposed to look like in Diablo 3.
Can I spoil something for you? The
Is it
game's
like
been out for years, but
I know, I honestly should just get around to playing it. But yeah, go for it.
so there's a character in the game that Diablo basically has been secretly grooming for years to be his replacement body for when he comes back to destroy the high heavens. It's a character you know in the game as you're playing, and she dies as his body becomes her body, or her body becomes his body, and he turns into what we know as Primeval Diablo. Um, it's pretty messed up. It's a little gross. It's sad because it's a character you like. And in Heroes of the Storm, there is a voiceover where you hear her voice calling for help, and slowly as the voice line goes over, her voice changes into Diablo's voice, and he's just laughing.
That's pretty
That's
epic.
And it was, I heard it in the game. Well, first of all, I saw it on Reddit, and I was like, that sounds awesome. So I messed around and got to hear it, and I was like, oh my gosh, chills up your spine. Things like that. I mean, we talked about how it's kind of annoying. Some of these skins are weak, where you're like, okay, they just were clearly trying to add new skins. Um, but some of the stuff they're putting in is so cool, and I'm looking forward to this new system really opening up opportunities for things like this. Um, More frequent skins. You don't have to have multiple tints every time. Things that they can really pour good work into more often.
so while we're still on the topic of Primeval Diablo, I think it's very interesting because Primeval Diablo seems to have a very different silhouette than Diablo does,
Yes.
which is
Incredible.
not usual for skins. Usually skins will try and keep a similar silhouette.
Absolutely. I think that's a really good point. So what do you think what kind of other opportunities do you guys think we could see in the future?
I mean, I really, I mean, if they're gonna change his silhouette that much, I think really the sky's the limit. I mean, obviously you want to keep the general size about the same,
Mhm.
obviously, so like hit boxes aren't confusing. But I mean, I think they could really take that and go anywhere with it. Make some really wacky skins, some really crazy skins.
So I know the April Fools had that one Chromie skin that was the StarCraft.
Ravager.
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe that is legitimately possible with this because, like, I was reading about it and said no way they would change the silhouette of a character that much. But Primeval Diablo,
But here we are.
with a much skinnier, much smaller in comparison
Yeah,
to like
much leaner overall.
and yeah.
I think it's amazing. I think it looks great, and honestly, was the thing when I first saw it, I was blown away by how cool it was. Um, and it really kind of got me pumped for the rest of Heroes 2.0 because I think that just shows is just a teaser of some of the new items and things that they're going to be adding into this game. Hopefully, with that, we see other things like a rework for Arthas's player model. Um, you know,
For sure.
he needs some love. Um, but I'm very excited to see that kind of stuff put in the game. Um, so we've covered the loot chest, we've covered items and the currencies. Quick discussion, we've mentioned it a few times. Um, kind of the current system, you choose what skin you want, you choose your mount, and you play your game. You're now going to have a loadout tab as you are like ready to queue up whatever, where you're going to be able to set up a few different types of loadouts that can be varying different items, skins, voice lines. Um, I believe announcer packs even can vary from loadout to loadout. You can have up to 3 different loadouts preset and saved for each hero. So if, one day you want to be, Frozen Throne Abathur or a Nubarak with a murky voice line, or I'm sorry, murky voiceovers, that's just as easy. Or if you have a totally, you want to go Love Bug a Nubarak the next game, it's just a matter of switching loadouts in seconds rather than having to scroll through, find the skins, find what different mount or whatever you might want to use. It's quick, it's convenient, and then this will play directly into your emote wheel that'll be in the game, the action wheel, I think they called it, where you'll be choosing what spray you want to, or what, when you hit your sprays, you hit your emojis and hit your voice lines. A lot like the system that they used to have in this game that is also now in Overwatch. So yeah.
So, with that all said, there is one thing that I want to bring up because a lot of people were talking about it. The disappearance of master skins. Not
Oh yeah,
disappearance.
We should have mentioned that earlier. Absolutely. I'm sorry, I forgot. What do you guys think about that? Or do you want to talk about kind of what's happening, maybe, since you brought it up?
Well, so to get at the start, master skins are not disappearing, as I incorrectly stated. You can still equip them, you can still use them, and if you already have them, you won't lose them. But they are no longer considered master skins. You can get them from chests just like any other skin at any level, which is kind of crummy, some people think. And they're replacing it with what they call the master taunt, which gives you a big thing over your head when you taunt with the character you have a master skin on.
Yep, and it works the same way taunts work in the game now. There are going to be hotkeys to taunt, which there currently are hotkeys to taunt. 1 on the numpad and 2 on the numpad are dance and taunt respectively, I believe.
Did not know that.
Fun fact. I believe it's also going to be an option on your action wheel to taunt, if I remember from my playtesting. But in the current game, if you choose to dance or taunt, you are basically immobile and cannot break it until that animation is stopped. I think over a course of like 4 or 5 seconds, basically. So big concern is that the new way to show off your mastery is self-stunning yourself for 5 seconds.
Yeah, and people are a little upset with that.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed to see it go. I only have a couple of them right now, but it's really nice just to, it's a skin. It's always on your character. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to hit a button. You don't have to think about it. It's just there, and it's easy to tell who has a master level character.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad they're adding something to prove it. But the taunt for me, I'm probably never going to use it. I normally don't BM. I don't really interact with the enemy team that way. I'm more focused on what I'm doing. And I'm not going to use it around my allies. There's not really a point. So it kind of just ruins the whole aspect of, hey, I've worked really hard on this character and I generally know what I'm doing on them. And it just takes a little bit because more than that, it's something I've earned and I've worked towards, that I've enjoyed, and it's just really sad to see it go.
I think those are all super valid. I have a slightly different feeling, but Grant, do you have anything you want to add to what Bryce said? Anything
No, I totally
else?
agree. I think even if they made master skins, my solution would be if they made master skins in a chest, they should have it so that there might be a coloration that you can't get from chests. That's all I'm.
So
That would be
still
what I would
basically
do.
like a master skin tint or variation.
Right, right. I think having the taunt just makes it kind of like, oh, here. I feel like it's more of like a pity thing
Legitimate
than
replacement.
a legitimate change.
I think you guys are echoing a lot of what a lot of people feel really. Especially I would think, and not exclusively at any means, but especially people who don't spend a lot of money on the game, only because those are some of the coolest skins you get. I mean, if you're not buying skins, those master skins, some of them look great. Some of them don't, but like, Bryce, you just unlocked that Master Nubrak skin recently, and that thing is sweet. I like it a
Yeah,
lot.
I think it's one of his best. I mean, it doesn't change a whole lot, but it adds a lot to his base model.
I think it looks great. And Grant, I know one of your first was Master Vala, and she looks insane in her Master
Yeah,
skin.
she has a very good master skin.
Um, so I think that's really fair to say that it's frustrating to see those go. In my opinion, it didn't bother me that much. At first, honestly, I was frustrated because I like that concept of having the skin to show off. Um, but I have 10 or so heroes at master level, and I only purchased a few master skins just because I have cooler skins or skins I like better for the heroes.
Right.
Um, but I agree in the way that I don't like the mastery taunt. Um, I would like something to show off that isn't like so heavy to hard to use that I'm like in certain situations going to be guaranteeing my death. I don't want to have to BM the team to show off I'm
Right.
good. Like Bryce was saying, I don't really interact that much with. I'm not trying to BM anyway. I don't B step or anything. Um,
I'd be still.
um, so maybe you'll like the taunts. Who knows? But I feel the same way in that way. I'd like something to show off, but I've done a lot of thinking and I've seen a lot of discussions on this and gotten in a lot of discussions on this. And I think something important to point out is that master skins don't always show off that you're good to the hero. It just shows off that you've played the hero a lot, and those things
Right.
do not always go together. Um, I know I've played a lot of games with master skin heroes where I did not play like I was a master skin hero, or I played with or against master skins where I was like, this guy did not earn this master skin through skill. It was just sheer persistence in playing that hero over and over again until they hit 10, despite not really improving. Um, I think that's relevant. I wish for draft reasons you had some way to show off that you are a certain level, whether that's just like a level border like Overwatch has on certain
Right.
heroes. Because that's one way master skins function. In the draft, it'll show you what skin you're using. It'll show everybody what skin you have. So, if you're master skin Zool, people will be like, okay, yeah, he might know what he's doing. Um,
Right.
but again, you can get into situations where you really just don't. You just played it enough to get the master skin. Um, so it's weird. It's a weird situation. I overall, I honestly, I think it's fine that we're not gonna have master skins, but I'm still gonna miss them.
Yeah, I mean, like
Right.
I'm not saying that there wasn't like a legitimate because obviously there's if you buy like a legendary skin, you're going to use that. You put real money into that.
Well, and I think the nice part with that too is now people are going to be able to get some of the really neat skins where just before they didn't really have a chance, and the master skin may just be what they had.
I
Um,
mean,
and
I just wish they had a better substitute.
I agree, and
Mostly,
I'm really, we'll mess with the mastery taunts, and I look forward to trying to use them because if I do get a double or triple kill, you better believe it. I'm gonna self stun myself in the middle of that lane and show off. But I do hope to see something else. I guess I don't know. I want people to see me and be like, yeah, that guy plays a lot. He's good. Other than just, I mean, the obvious thing a lot of people are just saying, if you want people to know you're good, play well and they'll see your stats. But like
But
sometimes
everyone
you
has
want,
that every now and again.
well, yeah, and sometimes you need to know before the game starts. Are you a good Nova? Are you a good
No, the answer
Muradin?
to are you a good Nova is no.
Thank you for that. And that's important because, like a hero like Nova, I don't trust to see people picking Nova. In general, I just feel like she's not going to offer a lot to the game. But if there was some way for them to show me, look, I'm a master skin Nova. That doesn't always mean a lot, but it makes me feel better. I don't know. It's it's something that I think can be important to know before a game starts, before there are stats put on the screen to know who's good and who's not. Maybe that's something we can't get. I don't know. Maybe that's asking more than it's possible. But I think that's really good discussion. It is a big it's probably the main controversy now with Heroes 2.0, is this loss of master skins and the general dissatisfaction with mastery taunts.
Right. I think a
Which,
lot of people though overall are very very happy with Heroes. Like I'm reading, from what I've read on Reddit, um, most people are
which is
like,
surprising.
this is actually fun. This is what I've been really enjoying this new change.
Yeah. Well, and it's, Reddit is fun. It's a cool place for this because so much discussion is had. Reddit as a place is generally the king of overreacting or kind of like the loudest voice
It feels
situation.
very cynical a lot of times.
Yeah, but the thing I've been impressed with, and really other people have mentioned this too, even in the case of Heroes 2.0, people are saying, "Oh, I'm really frustrated about X," but gosh, Heroes 2.0 is awesome overall.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
it's
even
definitely like a huge improvement on what they could have done.
Yeah, it really is, and it's nice to see even you know online where people get very frustrated, whether it's Reddit or elsewhere. Rather than only dogging on it, they're also being just like, I can't wait for this to come out though. And I'm like, yeah, me neither. This is
Sorry.
great. Um, do you guys have? I mean, I will add the Heroes 2.0 roadmap to the show notes for everybody who's interested. Heroes 2.0 is primarily this progression system with the new items, the loot chests, and everything. Um, but it's not that alone. Um, it is going to additionally be um, new maps. It's going a new map. It's going to be new heroes.
Well, and honestly, it's probably going to get them a bit more money. Like, gambling systems
Oh,
get
well,
money.
sure. Yeah, we're going to see more money being put into the game because of that too. Blizzard is generally pretty good about turning that back. Um, but I mean, beyond just this progression system, we're going to be seeing a new hero announced on April 17th. We're going to see a new battleground on April 17th. I don't know if those are just announcements or actually going live. I have not 100% sure yet.
Well, we're getting an
Details.
Overwatch battleground. We can talk
That's
about that later.
Yeah, that's kind of
That's from
the
that's another
leak.
time.
Yeah, which we can mention that here in just a moment. So April 17th, we're going to see a new hero details unlocked, new battleground details unlocked, and they're going to do a Reddit Q&A that day too, based on what we've already talked about and anything that's come before at that point that still has questions. Then the 18th, we see the launch event for Heroes 2.0. A few days later on the 20th, some new bundles are going to be launching, so expect some really dope new skins, hopefully some new mounts, and just overall um, items to the new collection. Things, hopefully, voice lines, announcer packs, banners, just some additional stuff. Then it does say new program. Unclear what new program is.
Most people think the release of 2.0 is coming on the 25th, right?
Uh,
Oh, it's
no, from my understanding, it's the 18th.
Oh. Well, cousin.
The 25th, so there's a new program, parentheses, on April 25th. It could be something like the Recruit a Friend program. It could be something completely different. We don't know. We will know in 10 days. But the 25th is the launch of a new cinematic. Hopefully announcing some new heroes, or maybe just cool new show off of what Heroes 2.0 is like. I mean, we have some great cinematics in the game right now. The original launch cinematic was super cool, I thought. And we've had some great ones like the Varian Ragnaros announcing cinematics were sweet, right? And then that same day, April 25th, is going to be Nexus Challenge 2.0 is announced. Which, I mean, the previous Nexus Challenge was the Genji Overwatch crossover, where you could get a Genji skin in Overwatch and a ton of heroes in Heroes of the Storm for having played a series of Heroes games with friends. If it's anything like that, we're going to get a ton of stuff, because the rewards last time were bonkers.
Yes. Yeah, you got like 10 heroes and some skins and the Genji skin and the icon, and I know there's a bunch of heroes.
Yeah, and that's also when just another event is then announced. So following that week, then May 4th is another hero announced. So stepping back though to the event and possibly the Nexus 2.0 challenge, Grant, you mentioned that we're getting an Overwatch map. I wonder if this event itself is Overwatch themed as well.
Well, I think it is Overwatch themed because if I recall correctly, Overwatch released sometime. It released May 24th, 2016, but the beta was a month before that.
So this is potentially an anniversary crossover birthday party, essentially.
That's what I think. And we got the leaks that had said that Genji's in it, and if Genji's in it and they have a launch event and a new thing, I think it might be Overwatch themed.
Just because that. I think that would be dope.
And not to mention tomorrow Overwatch is getting its big ol' origin kind of event that talks about the Omnic Uprising and how the Overwatch team disbanded, which is pretty dope.
So it could be a tie-in with that, even then.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a great time to be a Blizzard fanboy. So we've got this roadmap here with all the dates as things unlock. It also then has everything that's been announced already, including the Heroes 2.0 itself, the Cassia reveal, the first Reddit question and answers for the Progressions 2.0 system, and then Wednesday we get a Heroes timeline unlock. So more details on the overall timeline, it looks like. Things are going to be progressing on this website, so I will link that in the show notes for everybody to check out. Guys, I think we've covered most of it. Is there anything that you guys wanted to mention that we haven't yet?
I think I'm good. I'm personally all right. I'm good.
Yeah, I think that I'm really sad about the Master Skins.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest bummer to take away from this.
I'm more excited, but I'm a little bummed.
Yeah, I'm more excited, but
I think that's a good tempered thing. I think overall this is gonna be awesome, especially for people who are new to the game or just didn't play as much. It's really going to incentivize them to play more and get into this game, because they're going to be able to get cool new items for just playing their favorite heroes. And hopefully it'll really build our player base and get us a lot of cool new people to play with.
I agree. It'll be fun.
Excellent. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to all of our listeners who are joining us again as well. And we will see you next time in the NexusCast.